and that this object is in a direct line to come to Earth in 2027. There's this guy, Avi Loeb, he's a professor at Harvard, that believes it might be an alien probe.
An object the size of a small city is tearing through space at a jaw-dropping 130,000 miles per hour, and it's headed straight through our solar system. Some scientists are whispering that it might not even be natural. In July 2025, astronomers locked onto something wild hurtling toward our inner planets. They tagged it 3IATLAS, making it only the third interstellar object ever caught entering our neighborhood. But this one? It's got the science world arguing like never before. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb dropped a bombshell when he published a paper suggesting the unthinkable. This might not be a comet at all. He hinted it could be something sent here on purpose. The kicker? Its path isn't random. It's cruising on a suspiciously perfect route, weaving past multiple planets like it knows exactly where it's going. Could this be more than a flyby? Could it be a drop-off mission? Here's why 3IATLAS is making experts sweat. First, its monster size, 7 miles wide. That's as big across as Mount Everest is tall, and dozens of times bigger than both of our past interstellar guests, Oumuamua and Borisov, combined. And then there's the speed, blazing through space at 60 kilometers per second. Loeb himself pointed out that it's hard to picture a natural process sending something racing toward our inner solar system this fast. But the real curveball? Its approach angle. Instead of gliding along the flat plane where most planets orbit, Atlas is diving in from the side, perpendicular to the solar system's disk. This isn't your average space rock. Something about it feels calculated. This thing's entry path is straight up sneaky. Instead of taking the usual space highway, 3I Atlas is coming in on a weird side route. Exactly the kind that's hard to spot until it's already close. That's what set off Avi Loeb's most controversial idea yet. In his paper, he doesn't rule out the wild possibility that this path might be deliberately planned, like it's on a specific mission. The route is suspiciously perfect, swinging by Jupiter, looping around the Sun, and then gliding past Mars and Venus. One smooth sweep of our entire inner solar system. And here's where it gets unsettling. If you were some advanced intelligence trying to scan everything in our neighborhood without drawing too much heat, this is exactly the route you'd take. That's what grabbed Loeb's attention, and honestly, mine too. Now for the real mind-bender, its closest approach to the Sun, or perihelion, is locked in for October 30th, 2025. And guess where Earth will be? On the exact opposite side of the Sun. At the very moment this thing could be at its most active, it will be completely hidden from us in the Sun's blinding glare. Loeb doesn't think that's a coincidence. He floats the fly-by-drop theory. If this was an artificial craft, this hidden window would be perfect for slipping tech probes or monitoring gear near Jupiter, Mars, and Venus, all while Earth's telescopes are totally blind. Let that sink in. You cruise through a solar system, swing past multiple planets, and for weeks no one can see what you're doing because the Sun's glare wipes you from view. Coincidence? Or calculated genius? By the time 3IATLAS pops back into sight in early December 2025, it will have already passed its closest point to the Sun and wrapped up any business near the inner planets. Whatever it came to do, if it came to do anything, would already be done. Computer models of its orbit paint a suspiciously neat picture. It will pass Jupiter on the way in, loop around the Sun, then slice past the orbits of Mars and Venus on its way out. A multi-planet tour, paired with a perfect disappearing act. Scientists studying its trajectory can't help but wonder, could this be an alien blueprint? Loeb draws a bold comparison to a Bracewell probe, a hypothetical robotic AI scout sent by an advanced civilization to monitor up-and-coming species. This links directly to the infamous dark forest hypothesis, which warns that alien civilizations might stay silent and hidden out of fear of others. But if they noticed Earth's growing power, our nukes, our booming radio signals, our AI breakthroughs, they might decide to take a closer look. And here's the real goosebump moment. Loeb's math says Atlas likely slipped into our solar system's outer edges about 8,000 years ago. That's right when human civilization was taking off, farming, writing, building complex societies. Even creepier? Orbital models show it could have arrived during the age of Göbekli Tepe, when humans were making their first giant leap forward. At 7 miles wide, this thing could easily pack serious monitoring gear, maybe even smaller probes, to quietly study every world it passes. Its hyperbolic path means one thing: the sun can't trap it. Once 3IATLAS finishes whatever it came to do, it's gone, shooting back into deep space like it was never here. But if this is part of a bigger plan, the clock could already be ticking. Now, here's the chilling question. What if it hit us? Scientists assure us it won't. Its closest pass will still be about 170 million miles away, but the size alone is enough to make you think. At roughly 7 miles across, it's almost identical to the Chicxulub impactor, the asteroid that slammed into Earth 66 million years ago and erased the dinosaurs from existence. If something like this did hit us, the blast would unleash the energy of billions of nukes going off at once. Firestorms wrapping the globe, mega tsunamis towering hundreds of feet high, a dust cloud choking the sky and blocking the sun for years. The result? A mass extinction event that would rewrite life on Earth forever. Atlas isn't coming to destroy us, but its presence is a cosmic reality check. Massive objects like this do pass through our solar system, sometimes with little or no warning. And this is only the third interstellar visitor we've ever detected. How many have slipped through without us ever knowing? Plenty of you have asked before, if something like this was headed our way, could we stop it? The scary truth? Probably not. That's why scientists are turning to AI to study ATLAS's every move. Natural space rocks obey predictable physics. We can map their paths with near-perfect precision. But if Atlas starts showing maneuvers too sharp, too perfect, if it's using gravity assists like it's piloted, then we might have to face the possibility it's not just a rock. This is where the real high-tech detective work kicks in. Even the tiniest deviation from a purely gravitational path could hint at propulsion or control. We've seen this before. Oumuamua had a strange, unexplained push away from the sun that couldn't be fully explained by normal comet outgassing. Now, Professor Loeb wants to bring in the big gun, the James Webb Space Telescope, to keep a close eye on 3IATLAS. JWST's sensitivity is off the charts. It can spot even the most delicate accelerations or razor-thin course changes that other telescopes would completely miss. This isn't sci-fi. It's exactly how scientists track subtle comet activity. The difference this time? We're not just looking for natural patterns. We're watching for signs of intelligence. If Atlas so much as twitches against the laws of physics, JWST will see it. And if it does, game on. Any unexplained movement, especially once it emerges from behind the sun, would instantly set the entire astronomy world on high alert. That's why December 2025 is a make-or-break moment. When Atlas reappears, every serious observatory will be locked in. But here's the bigger unnerving question. Why now? Who's watching us? Some believe the timing isn't random. Earth is in a dangerous growth spurt, AI exploding in capability, nuclear tensions still alive, climate shifts accelerating. To a distant observer, these could be red flags, signs that a young, unpredictable civilization is reaching a tipping point. That idea? It's straight out of UFO lore. One of the eeriest cases on record comes from 1976, when Mexican student pilot Rafael Pacheco Perez vanished from radar mid-flight. Minutes later, air traffic controllers picked him up again, but instead of his voice, they heard a strange, flat, monotone voice cut through the radio. "We are using him." We are beings from this universe. Our planet is many light years away. Then came the warning. Humanity must change its warlike ways, or face a global catastrophe that can't be undone. The voice declared, "You are not alone in the universe, and there are other races we are keeping away from you, but we are watching you." Now, was this ever scientifically proven? Number. But it mirrors a pattern that shows up again and again in UFO encounters. The idea that advanced civilizations might be quietly tracking our technological rise and maybe even our behavior. Could Atlas be part of a similar interstellar monitoring system or even a warning mission? The dark forest hypothesis suggests spacefaring civilizations might deploy surveillance networks to track species on the verge of becoming dangerous. And if Earth has just crossed a certain line, whether in tech, nukes, AI, or environmental damage, that might trigger closer inspection. Atlas's path, swinging near multiple planets in a single sweep, is exactly the kind of route you'd pick to gather as much data as possible in one go. Its sheer size could hide advanced monitoring gear, or even smaller probes it could quietly drop off. And if this theory is right, as we keep pushing boundaries in AI, genetics, and beyond, we might start seeing more visitors like this. If that's true, ATLAS might not be our last visitor. Still, most scientists believe the answer is far less dramatic. It's almost certainly a natural comet from another star system. Observations from the International Gemini Observatory already show a faint coma, gas and dust surrounding its nucleus, classic comet behavior. Dr. Samantha Lawler says all evidence points to an ordinary comet, the kind countless systems eject. As it nears the Sun, Atlas should grow a tail, just like any other. Critics are blunt. Oxford astronomer Chris Lintott called the alien theory nonsense on stilts. Even Avi Loeb admits the most likely outcome is that Atlas is natural. But here's the thing, most of the time, wild ideas aren't right. But sometimes they are. And that's why this object will be studied like few others. Hundreds of researchers are tracking Atlas, mapping its origin, plotting its path, and locking in telescope time on Earth and in space. This is a rare shot to study something from another star system up close. Here's what we know. It's huge, 7 miles wide, the size of a small city, racing through our solar system at 130,000 miles per hour. It's coming in from a strange side angle, swinging past multiple planets, and at its closest approach in late October 2025, it'll vanish behind the Sun, right when it's most active. Weeks later, it'll reappear. Journey complete, the crucial part hidden from us. The science says it's almost certainly a natural comet. Coma, outgassing, the whole package. But Avi Loeb's question still lingers. What if the path is too perfect, the timing too convenient? When Atlas emerges from behind the Sun, we'll be watching. And if it does something unexpected, everything changes. The James Webb Space Telescope will be on the lookout for even the slightest hint of movement that gravity alone can't explain, anything that might suggest forces beyond the natural. And yes, odds are the alien theory will turn out wrong. But Atlas still teaches us something huge. We're studying untouched material from another star system, possibly billions of years old. This ancient traveler carries clues about how planets are born, how systems evolve, and where our solar system fits in the grand cosmic map. Even if it's just debris from another star, it's proof the universe isn't empty. It's alive with motion, and maybe even watchers. Our detection tech is getting sharper, which means more of these visitors will be found. Each one will bring fresh mysteries and fresh questions. When Atlas reappears in December, we'll be watching, and you should too. Subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment so you don't miss the next update on this strange visitor from the stars.